This past Saturday from 5 to 8 p.m. was Trick or Treat in the neighborhood around the church here, the Bayview neighborhood of Milwaukee. And here in our neighborhood, Halloween's a big deal. It's a fun night. And for about the last 5 years, we've had a tradition here at the parish of opening up our doors and being present for Trick or Treat. We have a bonfire outside and music, and we have tons of candy. We had hot cocoa that we offer. This year we also added hot cider to that. We open the doors of the church, and anybody who wants to come in and see the church can. If they want to pray, if they want to sit and rest, they can use our restrooms. And it's just a fun night of connecting with all sorts of people in the neighborhood. And while the whole night is always fun and life-giving, the most memorable parts of the night are these conversations that I undoubtedly am able to have. And they're not many, they're just maybe a few over the course of every Halloween. But they're conversations with people who find the courage to open up and share sacred stories of seeking and searching and struggle. Every Halloween, I just go as myself, a priest. I wear the collar in the hopes that it might remind people that there's an open heart and open ears here, willing to listen and walk with people in the community and neighborhood. And it was a gift to do that this past Saturday. One person I was giving a tour to said, "Man, I don't remember the last time I was in a church." And then over the course of the tour, enough trust was opened up to open up a deeper story, a sacred story of some real heartache and struggle in the person's life. And there were a few other conversations like that. I saw some folks lingering and praying in the church, and I was just so grateful to be part of a community of faith that is willing to open its doors and extend its reach into the community, wanting to be a pillar of peace and love for anybody who's seeking and searching and struggling. Because we all know that we communities of faith have the capacity to do a lot of good, but we can also do a lot of harm and damage to people's lives, not just their lives of faith, but their lives in general. And we know stories about that on the news. Maybe sadly, some of us have even lived through stories like that. But I also know that we as communities of faith have the capacity to do a tremendous amount of good in building holy pillars of love and peace for anybody who's seeking or searching or struggling, which is really the work we're called to be about as an authentic community of faith, according to sacred scripture. In Psalm 75, verse 3, the psalmist sings about God's work of building pillars for anybody who's standing on shaky ground. And in that, we're given a holy invitation today to pause and to pray. Maybe to reflect on chapters in our own lives where we were standing on shaky ground and how we came to experience some beautiful and holy pillars of love and peace being built when we were standing on that shaky ground, so we could lean on them for support. But I also hope and pray today that as we reflect in gratitude on how those pillars have been built in our lives, we find enough grace and strength to go out into this world, you and me, and be about that same work, helping to build holy pillars of love and peace for anybody else who might be searching or seeking or struggling. God's peace and blessings to you all.